Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 Pan-European destroyer Holland. This is a ship I've been, I think, getting better playing. I had some issues initially playing this ship, but I think I'm starting to get it dialed in at this point. At least I hope so. Matchmaking, well, there is an enemy CV. That's always a challenge. There's it's a little bit of radar to contend with in the form of the Des Moines and the Salem. Kudenlu makes it difficult to ever sit in one spot. A little bit less of a worry when playing the Holland. If you're a DD that likes to push in, smoke up, and then do your work, Kudenlu can drop fiery pain all over you. Enemy DDs, Shimakaze, well, that outspots the Holland by, yeah, I'd say a fair amount. Daring, got Hydro to contend with the Daring. It's not very long-range Hydro, but it makes it really, really difficult to hit him with torpedoes. Although if there's a destroyer that can, it's the Holland or any of the Pan-European destroyers that have torpedoes that are really fast. And then there's a gearing to contend with, which is maybe not the best of any particular thing, but very good at pretty much everything. So I'm just, you can see in the chat there, just telling my teammates, I'm radio located. Now, why do I do that? Well, when I'm radio located, I'm aware that it's probably a destroyer, that it has that commander skill, and that sometimes, I would say pretty often, really, players with that skill will throw torpedoes out early, just kind of in the area where their radio location skill is telling them that the nearest ship is. And I want the guys behind me to know that that's possible so that they can keep an eye out for torpedoes. Now you can see you've got Salem and Des Moines there together in kind of one spot. So I threw torpedoes out there, hoping to stop them, keep them from getting any closer. We'll see. Looks like they're turning north, so my torpedoes probably won't do much of anything. I need to be real careful here not to get detected. As you see, the Kudenlu is pushed up. And I'm seeing an opportunity with the Kudenlu and the Kremlin, and to a lesser degree, the Bourgogne and Vermont, which are staying a little bit farther back. Just taking a look at my torpedoes there. Now, fortunately for me, the red CV hasn't really spent any time here yet. You can see some smoke starting to happen there. So we've got a destroyer here. The minimap tells me the Shimakaze, it was on the south end of Bravo, still is, as our Kaba pushes toward that. And Kudenlu strikes our Schlieffen. I have to be careful here. I've got a battleship right behind me, and I've kind of put myself between the battleship, which is a likely target for torpedoes, and smoke, which is almost certainly hiding a destroyer with torpedoes. So I'm going to try and get the heck out of this lane, because torpedoes could arrive any second. Kremlin changed his angle of approach there a little bit. I do manage to catch him with one. He did flood. We'll see whether he repairs that. Yeah, he did. So there is a chance here to start fires or maybe get another flood. Now, the Russian battleships are a little more challenging because they can repair so much more quickly. I didn't mention it, but we did lose our Des Moines. You can see he was kind of broadside to all these battleships. Just look at his position there and on the minimap. He's showing a lot of sign. Des Moines and Salem, followed up by Bourgogne, are now helping the Shimakaze at Bravo. Our Kavanovsk has really not a whole lot of chance. And I've just suggested to both Vermont and Schlieffen that they get the heck out of Dodge. Kremlin is a nose-in beast, so I've thrown torpedoes out in I presume he's going to just stay nose into the Schlieffen and Vermont, so I'm hoping to catch him with torpedoes. Our Harugamo does finish off the Grosser Kurfürst with guns, and our guys at Alpha have managed to secure that cap. You can see the Daring now is falling back, so I know the Daring from Alpha, the red Daring, is now headed for Bravo as I do finish off the Kremlin, so I know that the DD that's here has to be the Gearing. And he's probably dead ahead, 12 o'clock. Our Vermont is not long for this world. Goudenloo is shooting at him. And down he goes. Now, why am I taking this position here? Well, yeah, it does offer me at least a little bit of an opportunity with torpedoes, but I also want to be in a position to potentially spot torpedoes for my Schlieffen. Yes, he has hydro, but I don't know whether it's up and running right now or not, or whether it's on cooldown. I just know there has to be a destroyer here. Des Moines and Salem are in the Bravo cap, presumably with the Daring and the Shimakaze, so it looks like we're going to lose that cap. We're down 3 ships to 2. And I've put torpedoes out in what I consider the likely position of the Gearing. Now, I'm definitely make a misplay here. You can see the Gearing, and I'm so focused on trying to get guns on him that I put myself right up against this island.
Engine boost activated.
Now, he's definitely getting the better of this exchange so far. Now you can see the Schlieffen secondary is beginning to help out.
Problem solved, sir.
Now, he's got 6 guns, I've only got 4. And right now he can bring all his guns to bear, and I really only had 1 turret there for a while. He decides to smoke up, which is a good thing for me. You can see I'm trying to make use of the island here, but yeah, I got badly beat up there. It did not help that I scraped the hull on that island. It slowed me to a near stop. And maybe I can catch the Gearing in his smoke. I debate about using my repair here, but I think I'm just going to wait. I can't afford to use it and then have Gearing push up, get spotted, and have him set me on fire again. 32 seconds until I can get another repair party going. And I do manage to land a torpedo on something, and since I can't see it, I have to think. Destroyer. And the Gearing goes down to torpedoes. Thank goodness. Our Republic takes out the red Des Moines, and suddenly this game has a little bit different complexion. We have a points lead, but the bad guys have 2 caps, we only have 1, and now the bad guys have an 8 ships to 7 advantages. Their Vermont finishes our Yoshino, and their Shimakaze finishes our Harugamo. So it's a fairly tight game. We're down, roughly 140 points. And I'm watching this Bourgogne push in here between these islands. Now, there's only so many places that he can go. And I am going to just kind of sit here and watch for a second. Make sure I don't run into the same island again. And see if I can tell where he's going to go. Now, I'm going to make an educated guess that he's going to kind of angle between some of these islands here. But I want to be sure. Why am I taking my time here? Well, Bourgogne has great range and really great guns. My guess is he's going to angle up to be able to get guns on our team. Now, our Yamato finishes off their Salem. And if I can just wait till he's kind of in position. Oh, it looks like he might ground himself here. Got in there in the islands. Space is very tight. Doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver. We do get 1 set of torps away. I think I'm going to be able to get another one here. If he goes nose into that island, he's kind of dead in the water. And although Bourgogne can move quickly at need, For a battleship, anyway. It's still a battleship.
All stations requesting fire support.
Just pointing out the Gudenlu is basically a one-shot kill. Catch the Borgonia with 3 torpedoes. One of them does cause a flood, which he repairs. And now I have to hope that his lack of maneuverability in there in between the islands means that I'm able to get another torpedo on him. But if not, I want to try and capitalize on the flood. Maybe I can start a fire. I'm going to have to bring the nose to the port side and get in this cap as quickly as I can.
Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
Still down on points. Our Schlieffen is working over that Daring with his secondaries. Daring torpedoes are probably already on the way. CV seems to be focused elsewhere. And I'll go back to work trying to get a fire started. And he's beached himself again. Our Schlieffen does finish off the Daring. The Red Conqueror finishes off our Yamato. And I'm just going to focus on trying to pick up this cap. Schlieffen also takes out the Red Conqueror. Yeah, our Schlieffen's a hero in this game. Those torpedoes look pretty good. I'm going to land 3. And Schlieffen torpedoes finish him off. Keeping track. That's 3 kills for the Schlieffen. But we do lose the Schlieffen, he says, just gave you all a fighting chance. Much appreciated, brother. Now our Goliath, he's kind of holed up behind that island there, which is understandable. I mean, he's got to deal with a Vermont, and that's an ugly proposition when you're in any cruiser, really. Our Republic, he's also sunk a ship, and he's nose in now to the Vermont. He's in a really, really dicey position. He knows he's got a destroyer behind him. You can see the Alpha Cap is starting to turn. So he kind of has to keep making use of that island that's on his starboard side there, kind of at Foxtrot 3. This is a wing and a prayer, but I'm hoping that I can smash the CV here. And our Havados tells us, no, Goliath is AFK. Well, he's going to go AFK. That's the right spot to do it, I guess. And we actually now have a 4-ship to 3 advantage, but I don't think that's going to last long. I think our Republic's in big trouble here. Now, the one good thing about Republic pushing in is it's, I think, absorbed all of the Red CV's attention. I think it's a little too late for Republic. You can see he's healing up. He might survive another volley, maybe 2, but the torpedo planes are on the way. And my torpedoes look very good. So I managed to finish off the Nakhimov, and the Red Vermont takes out our Republic. You can see the Jersey Swirsky bonuses procced, and I know that there's a Shimakaze there at Alpha, probably going to be chasing our Nakhimov. You can see the Vermont there, and we're still down on points. 58 points down, 5 minutes 42 seconds remain on the clock. But as long as I don't eat a face full of torpedoes from Shimakaze here. Oh, the Shimakaze is almost dead. I just have to get within gun range. As long as I don't need a face full of torpedoes, we'll have a 2 caps to 1 advantage. Now I can't afford to sit back. I've got to keep pushing forward here. As I do get detected, CV tries to get his revenge. And he does smack me pretty good there. I'm going to turn out here trying to minimize any shot from the Vermont that may come. But that tells the Vermont I'm here. You can see he has slowed and my torpedoes are going to pass harmlessly ahead of his ship. It's fine. I've got 27 seconds. Torpedoes will be back up. Shimakaze torpedoes and sinks our Goliath. It's now 2 ships apiece. We're down 130 points or less. RCV's having a heck of a time landing a shot on that Shimakaze. I'm almost within gun range. My torpedoes are going to be back up here in a second. And we'll see if I can land anything on the Vermont here. I'm just going to wait as long as I can, see which direction he's heading. Looks like he's coming this way, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the torpedoes out. And I think I've got island cover now. I don't think Vermont can get guns on me. But I think Shima's being right at the edge of my range. Unless he turns back this way a little bit, I'm kind of hesitant to shoot. If I do shoot, I tell Vermont right where I'm at, and it tells him that torpedoes are certainly on their way. And I'm crossing this direction just to close the gap. Probably only going to take 1 shell. I do manage to land 2 on the Vermont. Shima manages to move just out of range there, or just out of the trajectory of my shells, but I catch him with that second volley. Now he may have thrown torpedoes this way, so I need to get out of the way of the likely trajectory of those. He could have just, well, for the Shima, he could cover this entire cap. I can't get so close to the gap between those islands that I get detected by the Vermont, but I want to angle myself south a little bit so I can avoid torpedoes if they are on the way. Now we actually, for the first time in a long while, if ever, have a points lead. We also have a 2 ship to 1 advantage. Vermont is pushing forward. My torpedoes are looking decent. Schlieffen points out that I could get a crack in here. I can tell you that I played a game in the Gearing and then a game that you're seeing now after many games in the Udaloy, which is just, that is a struggle to play that thing. I posted up the Gearing game already, and I had a really good game in that game. Picked up Kraken as well, but I can tell you that in this game I managed to top the scoreboard with 2,760 base XP. And at this point, I think Vermont kind of has to come this way, but I'm going to wait and try to be sure before I put torpedoes in the water. You can see my torps are just about back up. Our Nakamov is going to strike the Vermont, and I'm going to go ahead and put the torpedoes where I think the Vermont is probably going to be. And it does look like he's moving this way. Now this was a really, really fun game to play. And having that Gearing game, which was very close, and then this game, which was very close. Thank goodness, is kind of one of those restored my faith in the game kind of days. Managed to land 1 there. Thanks very much. I'll see you next time.